Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. This is Tara with Tara's Tuesday Talk, and I have another story for you today. I hope you got to hear the last Tuesday Talk story earlier in November, and this is kind of a follow-up from that. So if you didn't hear that one, just wherever you're looking, just scroll down or slide over or whatever is the case, and you will find it. It was the very last Tuesday Talk. And today's story is again just a personal story of my own that is about how another family joined my family's story and really pretty much impacted our life forever. And so that's the story I want to share with you today as we continue to talk about what it means to join each other's story and let the Lord just connect us that way. And so many years ago, our family, after having been on the mission field for several years, had to unexpectedly go back to the States for, it ended up being about 4 months. But when we unexpectedly had to go back, we had no idea at that moment how long our time would be again in the States before we could return to Honduras. And so quite a time of turmoil for us. Joseph and Hosanna were very little. I'm not even in elementary school yet, I don't believe, maybe kindergarten for Joseph. And it was just a really large turn of events for us. And so when we got to the States, had to get everybody in a school and or preschool, and had to figure out where we were going to live. So at the moment, because it was so unexpected and so rushed, we ended up staying with a pastoral family for a little bit, and then ended up in another lovely part-time missionary family's house, crammed into 2 little rooms with them. Very much enjoyed our stays, but knew that we had to find a permanent spot for us because we didn't know how long we would be in the States. And so to figure out where to house a family of 5 was very difficult. And it was really neat because I remember Trinity, our preteen then, adult now, kept telling us, hey, you guys know God's going to provide a spot, right? Like, he's always provided a place for us to stay, to live, taking care of us, given us a car when we needed a car, things like that. And she kept reminding us and helped bring the stress down whenever I was just super concerned about where in the world we were going to live with our family temporarily. And so it just so happened to be the spot we ended up in South Carolina. Just the rent was outrageous. There was nothing we could afford that our family could fit in, and we were very willing to share bedroom spaces and everything. And so it was just all out of our budget range, and it was really starting to cause us a lot of stress. And so we began to look into what it meant to have a house, to purchase a home. And in the end, it looked like our payment for a home in this area was less expensive than our payment for rent. And so we started to do that process, looked at several homes, found a home, and totally began the process of buying it, and just hoping it would rent out when we got to go back to the mission field. And so a lot was up in the air. We already had the experience of a rental home, and knowing if somebody is not in it, you got to pay that bill plus the bill of living in the home we had in Honduras. And so we already had that experience, and it was very nerve-wracking to think that we might end up with more payments than we could handle by taking on another home. But it seemed to be the only route, and we started to do the paperwork on buying a house. And so anyhow, long story short, the day before we went to literally sign the papers on this house, still a little in turmoil about it, but knowing we had to have a place to live, and had literally found no other options, we got a phone call from an uncle of mine, and he had friends who were in the area that had just opened up their garage apartment to just provide a space for the Lord to use and however the Lord wanted to use it. And so he said, hey, if you guys want to go meet them and go check it out, they would love to offer you this space to live while you're in the States. And so we met the lovely Hare family, saw the garage apartment, and were just astounded by God's faithfulness, because not only was it a beautiful spot, this family was just a precious family. And so we immediately said yes, and just we're so grateful that we weren't tied down to a debt by having to buy a house, and not knowing what that meant long term for us. And not only that, just able to also make ends meet because we provided a free space to live. And that just meant a lot for us financially. As a missionary family used to living in Honduras, things in the States cost a lot more for us. And so that many years ago, we still are friends with that family today. They still support us in so many ways. And during that time, they were just such a stable friendship for us as we were going through some hard times. And so not only did the Lord, through that miracle, provide a place for our family to live, and we ended up only being there 4 months. So that was fabulous that we didn't end up with a property that we had to maintain and get renters for. But also we ended up with lifelong friends that we still see to this day and enjoy every moment that we get with them. And just really knowing that them deciding to not just join our story in a way that provided provision, but they entered our story. They became friends, they became mentors, and supported us in so many ways as a family and in ministry. And so they didn't just join our story as in providing, they joined our story as in entering our story and keeping up with us and just becoming friends. And so I think that's just a really neat testimony for how we can answer God's call to supporting each other, to taking care of each other's needs, and then also to entering each other's story in a real way that just provides impact long term. And so I wanted to share that testimony not only as a testimony of the Lord's provision, but also of how life-changing entering each other's story can be. And so again, that's all that this month and next month is about. And so we have a fun surprise for you starting Giving Tuesday, which is next Tuesday, November 30th. It's a day that we hope you do give all over, everywhere. Just be generous. This is a day for us just to celebrate God's generosity to us by giving as well and being generous. But we're going to launch as Identity Mission a really fun campaign called Join the Story. And so our desire is for you to be able to see what entering the story with Identity Mission looks like, how the impact that you've made if you become a partner with us in the lives and the stories of those here that we've been serving. So we're going to be sharing a bunch of stories. And then it's an opportunity for you to share your story as well. We have a couple folks in the States that are going to share their story. And we really hope that you just start to share yours as well. And so we have a platform for that through a Join the Story box, that if you want to find a way to share your story, how being a part of Identity Mission and orphan care has impacted you, just getting to live out your call. If you want to have the platform and the ability to share that, we will send it to you for free. Just let us know. We have a Join the Story box, and you can learn how you can do that through that box. So if you want to join the story box and learn how to share your story, let me know right away. Or email Jade. Some of you have been hearing from her, so jade@identitymission.org, and we'll get you all started up in that. So, and then just be watching social media, watching your emails, and get ready for these videos. I'm so excited that you're going to get to join the story even more by hearing directly from the people whose lives you've impacted when you chose to enter into their story through giving and through partnering with Identity Mission. So looking forward to this campaign and to sharing all of these stories with you and just seeing together and rejoicing together in the work that the Lord has done when we've chosen to join in each other's stories. So thanks for letting me share that with you today. I hope it's a blessing to you and encourages you to join and enter into each other's stories. Have a good day, guys.